The Vegas Golden Knights are the first team off to the second round of the playoffs. We don't know who they're going to play yet because everyone reseeds at the end of the round, so they're just playing the lower seed, who will be remaining. In a Vegas Golden Knight t-shirt, they've beaten the Blackhawks 4-1, and now only 15 teams. Now only 15 teams chasing the Stanley Cup. So as the title suggests, and what I do at the end of every series, I go through the team who won and went through how they won, and then I do a season recap for the losers and pretty much go from their season, just before the draft and all the way to now. So, wow, that was a fun series. It was a sneaky fun series, that series. It was just good to watch hockey. Towards the end of the series, the Blackhawks showed why they won so many cups over the years. They just are a team of resolve that will not go away, and that's what they were in those last 3 games. Even the last 4, outside of the first game, they were just a team that wouldn't die. They would keep tying up the game. They would just be around. If not, they would get the lead and make Vegas tie the game up. Vegas was the better team throughout the entire series. I don't think anyone's going to question that, especially 5-on-5. Special teams is probably a real reason why Blackhawks were able to do what they were able to do. But it was a fun series. It was just a good, fun series and a good outing for the Golden Knights. I have a few concerns of them coming up. I actually think they're going to do very well this year, but I do have a few concerns. I'm not blind. But it's not a bad series to have as a first series. You get a few extra days recovery time from this, but it's not too bad to go through some adversity and deal with a team that won't die for future series. So how did they win? Well, it lived and died by the neutral zone. My goodness, did they generate... I think they generated more... I wrote about 60% of their goals. I went through all the goal highlights before doing this video from turnovers in the neutral zone, and then able to turn that into goals. So it was just a very active forward defense in the neutral zone, forcing turnovers. And it's because, they've got very chippy players like Riley Smith, who I think is one of the most underrated players in the league. Keeps up his point of game rate with the Vegas Golden Knights in the playoffs with this series with 5 points. Marchessault was good. Stone was good. Not as many points as you'd like from him, but very defensively active again. Just the top 3 forward lines were really good this series. Theodore was fine. I just think defensively, they could have done a little bit better. But they were able to, and this is where my one concern is, they were able to get very premium scoring chances and bury those scoring chances. And Corey Crawford was the only reason that this series wasn't a complete blowout. And that's why I meant by they had to put this team away. They had to go through that adversity of how do we get past this goaltender. And instead of doing what some of the teams do when they can't get past this point, like the Oilers, they just kept pressing. They kept pressing. They go, no. If we just keep getting these high-scoring opportunities, we'll be able to win this game. Probably a real good sense of what Toronto wasn't able to do against the Blue Jackets. They would kind of get 1 or 2. Corpusalo or Elvis Merzlikis, or whatever his name is, would make a big save, and then it would be like, we tried, right? No, Vegas just kept coming. They just kept coming. They kept forcing those neutral zone turnovers, and then they would generate that into premium scoring chances. A lot of the time it was players alone in the net. They didn't get a lot of gritty goals, which you need to get in the playoffs, especially if you're playing like a team like the Blues, as we're starting to see them get a little bit of their stride. Which is no surprise that they're now playing Vancouver 5-on-5, but their power play was an issue, which brings us to the Vegas Golden Knights. 5-on-5 they were great, but their special teams was a disaster. I think when Martinez has your only playoff goal, a power play goal, in a round, that's a little bit scary. Stanley Cup winner Martinez has that to his name. Not many players have a Stanley Cup winning overtime goal to their name. He does. But goaltending, they just kept rotating it between Fleury and Leonard in between games. So it's going to be very much a Murray-Fleury kind of situation. They're very comfortable with both by the looks of it. If one has a bad game, or they're not happy with one, or if it's back-to-back, or one starts to get fatigued, boom, tap in the other one, put him in. So goaltending was fine. They kept him in the game. No real bad chances. I think just the real issue was defense. They did allow some premium scoring chances throughout the games. No real secondary chances, and I think that's a good sign. They just need to cut out those big scoring chances. I mean, a lot of those were turnovers after zone time, and it happens when a good team plays a badder team, a worse team. Badder is not a word, a worse team. That you're going to get chances like that. But no, they were able to dominate this whole series. Like I said, Crawford was the reason why they won a game, which, by the way, was their first playoff win since they last won a Stanley Cup. So, yeah, that's boom, right? Like, that's pretty crazy. Also thought Tuck had a very good series. There was another player that came to mind. Stasny was okay. Carlson a little bit missing at times. Probably want to see more from Pacioretty, although I think you're definitely starting to see the grit and the grind from him. He got fined for the hook, for the slash, in Game 4. So, you know, he's I feel like he's rising to the occasion. It's got to be exciting to go from those Habs teams that didn't do much in the last few seasons to this, which is, you know, a real contender. Like, this team, if they can get it right, is a real contender. Probably their only flaws that it just seem like they're missing a name on defense, which may hurt them in the long run. But we'll see how we go. I love their forwards, but it's such a good system that they play. Yeah, I mean, this is they're so good right now. But yeah. Anyway, guys, that's the whole video. Yeah, pretty much offensive defense led to more offense, which just led to zone time, which just led to them scoring goals. And that it was a bit harder to analyze this series compared to some because of how one-sided it was, and it was so driven off just constant pressure. I think that instead of neutral zone turnovers, that's probably the way I should have said it. It was offensive pressure from the forwards to get turnovers, because a lot of goals were caused by that. It wasn't from defensive turnovers and long passes or a system of things like that. It was just a very good style of play. So look out for them in the next round. It's going to be interesting to see who they verse. But yeah, I have a feeling it may be Avalanche, these guys, in the conference final. I really can't wait to see. Anyway, guys, if you did like this video, hit the like button. Otherwise, hit subscribe if you made it all this way and you haven't subscribed. We're up to 146 now, which is just insane. So we're slowly growing this thing. So it's really appreciative. Trust me, when I'm editing a video at midnight and I've got work the next morning, or I've got a live stream when I'm watching a game, every subscriber is really that motivation. Even if I get one a day, it's kind of like, oh, like, I know it's silly, but it's such motivation for me. Comment down below, what did you like about the Vegas Golden Knights this series, and also a complete Blackhawk recap of their entire season will be out later tonight. I've got sport on right now. It's 5 p.m. in Australia, so I've got some sport to do, and then I'll come back and I've done a lot of the research, thankfully, because I kind of thought this might happen. Yeah, I did also a lot of research on the Washington Capitals, which unfortunately the Islanders didn't win. I mean, that video is ready to go. Like, that video, I was like, Islanders are going to win this game. And I didn't think, I thought the Blackhawks were like 50-50. They look pretty good. So I pretty much shot how did the Islanders beat the Capitals. And then, so if the Capitals come back and they win, we know it's because I jinxed the team. I pretty much have that video, like, done outside of, like, you know, cut in little bits of the last game. It's pretty much all done and dusted. And I didn't refer to the suite very much, which obviously is not happening now. Anyway, it's the way it goes sometimes. I probably shouldn't have pre-done a video. Usually I don't, but I just kind of thought a few teams are going to get eliminated all at the same time, and I really got caught out last time when everyone got eliminated like a day, and I was like, oh my god, it was like 9 videos I had to do in a day, which is just unreal. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. See you, and bye!